Hello and welcome to the Herd Summer Racing League, in fact. So this is the 11th week. The Ds are about to kick off here, and we have 3 laps of hilly route. We'll get right to the Ds and they're off. Okay, just 1 second as we follow the rider we want to here.
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay, so I'm joined by Brent Robinson and Nate. Guys, how you doing?
Good.
Doing good. Nice little start to this one. Just straight away. Hope everyone's warmed up.
Yeah, that's it starts real quick. You've got your start, and then 1 kilometer in, you've got your climb for time.
Yeah, I mean, if you got it wrong, you just haven't fully kind of warmed up. I mean, and you kind of just can't hit that KOM hard enough. You're going to really be fighting to get back on that pack. I mean, that downhill, depending on how big that group is, can get away from you, and then just you're chasing it. I mean, I would expect at least the D's and the C's to sit up quite a bit before the sprint, and then recover again probably through the S's. But you just never know what might happen if you just are not ready for that first KOM.
Even sometimes you sit up in the A's, Nate. Trust me.
Yeah. Sit up at a cool 3.5.
Yeah, those are the guys who all dusted me.
Actually, Nate, you know what I'll say? And this is when I moved from C to B, when it's flat and nothing's happening, guys aren't working any harder. It's the same.
Yeah, I got to admit, I was doing bullseye on on Wednesday, and we were doing like a mellow 1.8 to 2 in between the sprints, and then all of a sudden that big hill happened on the volcano.
Yep.
Which actually is a nice way of doing bullseye around, because you've got that big steep attack point every lap, and then the sprint as well. Well, I got Dave right now. He's just hitting the first KOM. And again, such a great start as well to this one is that you turn basically and you hit this wall. I think it's really kicks around that first corner. I can't see the exact slopage because I'm in a C pen right now, but
I think it goes up to 8 or 9%.
You hit 11. You hit 11.
Yeah.
Yep. Right at the corner. Don't hit your feather too early. That's what I learned.
No.
Wait till you get right to that corner before you hit it, because it goes 11, then it's like kind of 8s and 9s for the first little bit of that first stretch before you get, and then it kind of tapers off to about 6 and 7 before it flattens out at the hairpin.
So it looks like we've got 2 herd racers in here for sure. We've got R. Veith and Dave Barron. So I'm just going over to try and see who we've got here.
Dave's got a nice solid kind of start of the lead. He's at least 20 meters in front. And then Vegan Rider is again behind him, so it's already quite blowing up.
Yeah. So it does look like R. Veith is not... So he's got a herd tag in his name, but he's not on Zwift Power, so we'll have to see if we can find him and educate him on the Zwift Power for the races.
Dave is having a fantastic climb here. As I'm looking back, there's basically just solo riders everywhere.
Yeah, so it looks like he's got over 10 seconds to Etchinger. So that's that looks a good start, really good start for Dave.
I mean, he's full out 183, 185. So I mean, he's definitely gone full out, and just we'll see how that affects his sprint and how it affects his further climbs.
Well, we'll see. I mean, I guess if I were him, I'd power through the line and then just sit up and wait. So we'll see if he does that or not.
That's a tremendous climb.
Yeah. So we're about 20 seconds from the start of the C's. The C race in race 1 was very high quality race. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Terry's just signed in, so I think we got Terry. If you want to follow. Yeah, he's here. Terry Leduc's here tonight.
Yeah, I'm just looking for him. Oh, darn it! There he is. Missed him. Okay, there we go, Terry Leduc. So he's in the classic herd kit this week. So it looks like he went and got that one as well now.
It says 25 on Zwift Power for the C's today, so quite a big crowd.
Yeah, I mean I think it was race 1 was bigger this time. So,
but yeah, that race 1's been really big recently.
Yeah,
we had over 20 in the A's. Like the pace was on.
Yeah. So it looks like Dave did sit up. So Mosher's gone by him. Doesn't look like he's overly concerned with trying to keep up. We'll see if this regroups or not. So it looks like in the C's, Terry is looking to tail gun a bit.
Yep, and he's got that big 1 minute power. I mean, again, I've raced with him, we've commentated with him, and again, just watch him this first corner. He will power through it and be right up at the front. He's got that kind of very punchy style that here he goes now. He's going to kick it and he's going to go flying past the field. It's just... So he comes around this corner. And then we'll see if he can grab some wheels.
Well, I think that looks like what he was trying to do is start behind, make his way up.
Oh yeah, I mean, he definitely gave himself a feasible gap there, and again, he's now gonna kind of catch some wheels here. It's so he's in 5th right now. He's got there's 4 riders just going to set in the pace out front. He's still just trying to catch back on with them, and he's got a nice little gap to riders behind him. So he's in a good spot here.
Yep. No, not bad at all.
I think a lot of riders kind of say this is the tricky little bit here, the transition. Who's your dirt friend? Was it Sean a couple months ago that you had on here when we're doing downtown tights, and he says people can get caught on that little corner there.
Oh, very much, yeah.
Yeah, Terry's again doing great. He's now kind of worked himself up into kind of 2nd, 3rd here. But again, it's all about keeping that momentum up and just can you push over the top and see if you got anything left to sprint, because it definitely does turn up to a sprint in this top half. Yeah.
Yep. No, it looks like this is very much going to turn into a sprint at the top here.
It's a really good climb.
Yeah.
Will be interesting to see, but again, I think 210 to 215, maybe that range, maybe a little bit less because no one's really sprinting. So, but it's definitely going to be 220 range, if not a little bit quicker.
This is quicker than 220, I'm pretty sure.
216.
Yeah.
I was in that ballpark.
Yep. But not crazy. I mean, so Terry didn't go crazy the whole way. He very much built himself a little bit of a lead, or a little bit of a buffer with the tail gunning, and then made sure to stay even with them at the line. So
I think the fastest time in race 1 was 2:07 for the C, so
Yeah.
that's
So-
ouch territory.
So we're just a few seconds from the B starting as well. So just switch there. I gotta say we've people don't join the pen early enough, so we'll see who's in here.
Few ouches popping up on the chat from the C racers. 2.5 kilometers in and already feel it in the legs.
I would guess that's kind of how that works. So I don't see. Okay, I'll just wait for an update here. But in the Bs, I'm not seeing any herd riders. I think we could use our hint from last week. We could just watch Manello and see what he does. I think he's planning on doing something stupid on the sprint, so that could be entertaining.
D's are almost approaching the sprint. They're about to hit the time villas. Dave's in third. He's got 2 ahead of him. And a big gap behind him, so.
Yeah.
Small field for the D's tonight.
Yeah, and it does look like we don't have anybody from the herd in the Bs. So I think we will stick with Manello. He's one of the top riders for sure.
Good tail gunning technique right here. Nicely done. Right off the back.
Yeah.
And let's see if he hits the gas here. Yeah.
I mean, only 6 watts a kilogram. I mean, that's...
There's lots of climb left yet.
Yeah.
There's the 11.
So just, I'm taking a look at Dave and the D's here. So he's got a 7-second gap. Yeah,
He's right. He's right. The sprint.
Yeah, so he's hitting the sprint hard. Hopefully, he'll close that gap here.
I mean, it's a tough long sprint, and it's tough when you're solo to know how fast you got to go.
If you're thinking about it, you need to go harder.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't disagree.
So I don't have a time, but he started 8 seconds behind. He's now 9 seconds, so he's probably second fastest sprint. He did close on one rider, so.
Yep, no, he was, so he was 30.5. Atchinger was 29.4, so he was a second slow. But he was 2 out of the 3 that have been through so far.
Yeah. He's in third now, and again, it'll be interesting to see if he kind of pushes and catches on, because I think for sure he wants to be in that group of 3 just for pacing and then hitting that sprint around. I mean, we'll see, but they are kind of attacking, so if he's comfy where he is, then that's totally fine where he is, but I know if I was here, I'd definitely just push a little bit to try and ride with that 3.
Yep.
Because he's not that far behind.
Wow, Manalo just dropped like an 11 watt per kilo sprint at the end.
Wow.
To hit a 156. And then another 7 guys under 201. So
wow. That's quick.
Yeah, that's a quick group.
Caesar just about to be in the Italian villas. There looks to be about 6 or 7 in this league group.
I think it's 6. Yeah, it's 6. One rider 8 seconds back. I mean, that has potential to come back eventually, but Oh, and what is Terry doing?
I was say Terry's gonna get off the front.
Yeah. I think he just realized, and he's backed off.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
but he
It's
wasn't pushing much power. It's the game of chicken here.
Yeah, everyone kind of eased off, and he was just pushing a little bit more than everyone else was.
Yeah.
It's really tough to time the start of this sprint when everybody's trying to jockey. It's like reverse jockeying for position. It's really, really tricky.
They're doing like 1.4.
Yeah.
Which is not ideal going into the sprint because then you can kind of get hit cold.
Yeah, and that's what happened. I mean, Terry, he went across the line first. I mean, he's going hard now, but I mean, he's got across the finish line first to. I mean, I guess 15 watts per kilogram will do that, but he just waited too long.
That's a strong 10 watt per kilo, which gets him third.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, I think if he hit that, I mean, he's such a good sprinter. I think if he just ignored that group and just hit it in his own stretch, I think he would have been fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you try to tail gun, but yeah, if you don't need to sit up right to the line. There's if you 10 20 meters 10 20 meters from the line, you got to start going, whether it's whatever happens.
Yeah, I mean, there's a point of tail gunning, and then there's a point of okay, they're trying to tail gun more than I am. I just got to forget about it and just go for it. Otherwise, you get caught out, and then.
Well, and there's a pretty good chance that the Group 2 might beat those sprint times because they all started the sprint at pretty much a standstill.
Yeah, I mean that was a good sprint, and if he had the momentum going in there, I think he would have been even be able to improve on it. But that's the kind of tricky thing with Zwift. It's just trying to match out your opponents on these kind of points races, and sometimes I think you become too tactical.
Yeah. So looking at the A's who've kicked off, we've got Stuart Lynn pushing 5-ish on the KOM already, but he's having trouble sticking with this group. I know this group doesn't look quite as bad as the A group from race 1, Brent, where I noticed the scorekeeper hit a 130 on the first lap.
Yeah, well, like 6 guys hit a 130 or something.
I know, it was ridiculous.
It was a very tough A group.
Yeah. So in the D's, so Atchinger's kind of gone off the front with Mosher, and Barron has Dave's dropped back to the next rider, who I guess is Berkeley, and I guess he's just looking for some drafting.
Again, even though it's 3 laps, it's still, I mean, you've already done 2 big efforts, and then all of a sudden within 18 minutes you're already back at that hilly, and you're going, how did I get back here so quickly?
Yep, pretty much.
It's really a test of like recovering in the group as much as you can. This one especially, like that long sprint effort, the hill, like it's kind of like how hard can you go for 30 seconds to 2 minutes, and then can you recover enough to get back on it?
And I think apart from maybe the Fugo Flats sprint, it's probably the second hardest sprint in the game, I would say, is the Watopia forward.
Really, I wouldn't say this one's that bad.
I don't know.
Alley or railway?
Yeah, I suppose alley.
I
forgot about. No, I like Pavi's a good one. I think Pavi's a nice distance. I think the forward is just I think because it's a little bit twisty. It's a little bit long. It's not as long. It makes it longer than you think it is. But you've got like that original kind of pavement. Then you turn right, and then you get that long stretch, and then you turn left, and it just makes it maybe feel a little bit longer than it is.
Man, Manalo can sprint, no doubt about that.
Holy cow.
He just smashed the hell out of that.
Yeah, at 21:41. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, he won that by over 2 seconds.
I mean, 3 seconds into Andy Kroll.
Yeah.
Andy's no joke.
And Lloyd Jones, and yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. And now the danger of getting attacked. That is the double whammy if you can't keep up on the sprint there.
It is. Or even if you do keep up on the sprint there, if you don't save anything, that hill right afterwards is really dangerous.
Yeah, I see this. There's an ATP rider just dangling, and I don't know if he's going to get back.
It doesn't look good for him.
No.
Dave's halfway up the climb now, and he's had a fantastic climb again. He's cut that deficit in half and left the other rider behind. So for sure, climbing seems to be Dave's strong point,
or at least his point of emphasis for the race, I guess.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, it's not like he had a bad sprint, but I think he's definitely saving his energy for this hill and pushing and knowing that, he knows himself and he's just pacing his race. So it's working out so far, so good for him because again, he'll hit like the fastest time for this lap and be in a good spot.
Yeah.
Poor Stewart is solo after the climb.
And Terry is... Holy cow, what's he doing now? So he's attacking the group at the start of the KOM. Jackson's gone over the top there.
Did he just do his megawatts push?
Yeah, well, he did a really big push from the tail gun, and then kind of sat up a little bit. Well, set up a little bit, down to 4 to 4.5.
I mean, that just seems to be his style. He likes to, rather than be on climbs consistent, I think he likes pushing, recovering, and then pushing again.
Yeah.
I mean, it's each day everyone's own and finding their own groove and whatever works. So, but he definitely can close a gap down pretty well. I mean, you think that he's off by a couple of seconds, and all of a sudden he'll just pop up again.
Yep.
Stewart says he's going to wait for the bees. Yeah, fair enough, Stewart. Fair enough.
Wait for the bees.
Yeah, when I do that KOM, I like to take a little breath on the flat bit at the turn there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Take a breath and then really get your... I think you can make up way more time just with kind of a little breath and then smash that straight up ramp.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm not sure what everybody hit for times on that, but it looks like Dave has probably won the first 2 climbs and then second on the sprint. So looking interesting so far.
For these, yeah, Dave definitely got, I think, fastest there. Terry's in 4th right now. They're just coming here, so maybe a little dig. I mean, he's got a couple people behind him, but again, it's does these 3 out front, then attack. At least for the and try and just separate a bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's almost 2 full laps. I guess that's a group of 3 against a group of 4, so certainly possible.
Lead A's are hitting the sprint right now. They're not even going for it. Oh, there goes Party.
Yeah, Barn Horseman. Yeah.
And Zeglar. Oh, now Pazel's finally decided to go. Oh, I might have been able to keep up with these guys. Okay, maybe not when he hits 12 halfway through. But he was halfway through the sprint before he started sprinting. I mean,
Yeah.
there you go, Stuart. When you catch up with the bees, you're probably going to have a chance. And the lead bees are back on the climb.
They are. And Manello is tail gunning again.
Yeah, he does a good job pacing his way up. I notice he hasn't gone the full disky wheels either. He's got like the Zip 202s. I think that's what I. Oh no, I had the DT Swiss 62s on.
Yeah.
On the Scott RC, actually.
Okay.
It's pretty close to Tron. Like, it's awfully close to Tron.
Yeah. Yeah.
See. He's still just stalking these guys. Oh, puts on his arrow. I don't know. See if he can make up 3 seconds on this guy across the top. On 4 seconds now, and he's pushing it. Oh, he doesn't have the no 1,000 watts coming across the top this time.
Nope. I think there's a point at which it does start to eat into even him.
Oh yeah, I absolutely. That guy who won that would put a 154 in. He went faster than his first one.
That's insane. That's insane.
Obviously, didn't know. Maybe he was pacing it. That is a legit strategy too.
Yep. Very definitely.
To like not murder yourself the first one and then be able to beat guys on the second one.
Because most people are going to go harder on the first than the second or third.
Yeah, totally.
So the C race is looking interesting here. With is that one rider out front, or is there a rider not on another rider not on Zwift?
There's two.
Okay, so
but there's a Brazilian right now doing 4.2 out front.
Yeah, so he's not on Zwift Power. So it's just Kantrovitz that is on that's on Zwift Power that's out front.
Who seems to get a nice little toe from the Brazilian. So
yeah,
I mean, unfortunately, that's still the hard thing with cat reinforcements. If they're first time riders or something that, or they've not done much racing, you can't really catch them until they do something like this.
Well, or I mean, they might be just a really strong C, but they're not on Zwift Power, so they're not part of the points race.
Yeah, I'm just still seeing some big pushes, and again, it's hard to know with Zwift because again, he is now dropping back, but I do see some big pushes from people like 3.6 to 4.
Yeah,
and they try and break it up in that, but it depends what the average is.
Okay, so we've switched over to Lloyd Jones in the Bs. I think Manello actually had to go. I think he warned us of that last week. I didn't see whether
he's just back into the climb right now. So
yeah.
He did it. He did an Eric Min and did a short effort and then left.
Yeah.
There's one rider in the A's who's put 20 seconds into the group, leading into the
sorry.
climb.
Manello is still there. Do we lose? Oh, no, we lost Stewart. Yeah, I lost Stewart.
That's tough. That's a long time to go solo. I can't fault him for that.
No, I can't blame him too much. So I guess let's grab the... So do we want to grab the front of the A's or there's a group behind? Let's grab the group behind.
Yeah, either
that's more interesting.
Barnhorst or Scaffardi, one of those two guys.
Yeah, there, I got Barnhorst.
Caesar just hitting the sprint, and Terry this time again was tail gunning it, but at the same time he was smart that he just kind of went through them and hit them early. So he's got a 10-meter gap. So I think this is the right tactic, and he's changed up on the fly. This is a great sprint. Yeah. Again, he's 20 meters up. They might close a little bit, but if he keeps pushing him, he's got to realize that he was first across the line there, so he's got to dig again, which he has.
Yep. I think
that's a better sprint this time around. Yeah, 24 seconds. Wow.
Yeah, so he
just got beat according to the timing. So
the timing says that he just got beat, but I think that was the previous lap's time. So he matched the fastest time from the last lap. Is what happened.
I'm not sure. I think he went fastest, and then that got overtaken because
that could be
because Jackson was in his draft.
Yeah.
So Terry attacked them early, and he crossed the line first, and then the people behind closed down the gap at the end, or at least Jackson did. So.
Yep. No, that could be, but I'm seeing the same time to the 100th of a second. So that's it's still well done for sure.
For sure. I mean, it's still to get second is a solid going. But I don't blame him for switching up his tactic that time and just doing what's more comfortable is hitting it hard from the start and just getting into your rhythm.
And Eric Barnhorst currently has the fastest time on the KOM with a 1:48.
Wow.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
And that Chilean rider off the front isn't on Zwift Power either.
Yes.
So, who knows what's going on there.
And the Bees are
just going to the sprint right
again, and Manello's kind of sitting down. Oh, there's 1100 watts.
So they've dropped part of that group, eh?
For the Bees, yes.
Yeah. I was interested to see if they bridge up because they're only like, 20 seconds. Andy Kroll's in that group back, so. And there's there's C's up there with them. Like it's all, the full mess is going right now.
Yep. Yeah, that is pretty messy. Let's see, what do we have? We have
I didn't see how Stewart's still in the race.
Is he? Okay, I dropped him, or like he dropped off of my follow, so he might have had a connection flicker or something.
Yeah, but he did go. I didn't see what his sprint time was, but he did sprint with that group with Manalo.
Oh, good.
So
that does have the potential to be as fast or faster than the A's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So they're just bridging back up. So now he's in with that lead B group, which, that's, just right for Stewart. That's his pace. He can stick with that group, and he'll be able to have some fun there.
Yeah.
That League B group looks to be about just over 2 minutes behind the C's, so it's touch and go if the B's will catch this week or not. They've only made up just over half the time in almost 2 laps.
I mean, I'd really expect them to, but yeah, I guess maybe not.
I don't know. It's one of those courses, I think, you know what, yes, they're going to go fast up the climb, but they're only going fast up the climb by maybe 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So that's not really a big chunk. Then they're going to sit up just like the C's do, so they're matching there. They're not really going to push too hard through the S's unless somebody wants to attack. So, I don't know. It's not like there's a huge amount of straight, flat roads. There's a lot of places where people can just cruise, so...
Yeah, I think it is pretty much just the climb and the S's that you're going to see big differences in category. So yeah, I think you probably got the explanation there.
I mean, it's not like it's the France routes where, you know, a big B chasing pack can really put an extra 4 or 5 kilometers an hour down if they really wanted to.
Yeah.
This race, you know, there's probably a lot of lulls. I mean, yeah, it's going to be close because they have closed down again, but looking at the timing, if you believe the timing on the right, which I never trust on Zwift because it just jumps all over the place. But it looks as though the C's are going to catch the D's, but I'm not sure if the B's will catch this. It's going to be close.
So the Kantrovitz and his riding buddy who's not on Zwift Power have caught and passed the D's. And it does look like Terry's group will as well.
Yeah, and again, there's a timing. There seems to be a big push from that B group compared to what the C's were doing because now it's come down to 1:36. So
yeah,
I think the B's have just pushed a little bit through the S's compared to the C's completely sitting up.
Well, and I think it's a bigger group.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this is 4 racers all behind. I mean, Terry's major tailgunning this one. He's 3 seconds back. I mean, again, he's kicking way too early because he's going to catch them before.
Yeah, I don't know why he's. If you're gonna drop back, you might as well.
He's going too early. Yeah. I think I don't know if he's getting afraid of they're just too far up front, or he's just not perfected that yet. But he's doing well to hang back, and then he's just pushing too early, and not allowing them to
cross
to maintain that gap. Yeah. I mean, there he was basically 3 seconds back, and it was maybe half a second he's gained.
Lead A's are back in the sprint again. It's looking like Barn Horse is definitely making up ground, but Zeglar's really pushing through. Yeah, look at that. Ooh, but Barn Horse is sticking on it late.
Yeah.
I think it's Zeglar with the fastest time out of those guys.
Yeah, he got a 24. Zeglar got a 24. Yeah. Nice.
Good sprints. Here comes the hill. And then the B's should be back. The lead B's should be back in the climb right now.
They just started the climb. Yep.
And Dave and the D's is halfway up and doing a really good climb. He's just got past. I mean, he is definitely showing signs of fatigue because he was a couple seconds ahead, and then a guy behind him kicked, but he does look as though he's responding to that. So, yeah, he's having another solid climb.
Yep.
Yeah, the other guy who kicked couldn't maintain it, and he's now passing him. So, you know, I've seen Dave a couple of weeks now, and he's very good at game plans. I think he has his own game plan, kind of go into things, and just it works out really well for him.
Yep. So the B group is at the turn.
Yeah. You know, Manolo used his feather at the steepest point, which is like the traditional best plan. But I gotta say, when you're in this group, they're not quite selling out for the win at that first turn where it's the steepest, I'd be super tempted to do just like Christensen's done here and send it like closer to the finish when everybody's really going for it.
Yeah, and so I would say,
Because that's where it matters, right?
yep,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
And there goes
100%.
A-side.
You want to use that power up for an attack or to defend an attack, not to.
Yeah.
So there's Stewart in the middle of those. In the middle of that B group. I think there's a couple C's sticking around in there too.
Yeah, there's a couple C's. C's just D's and C's just crossed the line at the same time.
Yep.
I don't think any of the D's got on just because the C's were pushing across. So, but I think this C group now actually will get caught by this B group and have a nice little boost on the sprint.
Good little push at the end by Manalo, but that A-side racer,
Yeah.
that was a strong finishing kick.
Very much. So, yeah, so he's down as Alex side.
But yeah, going back to that start of the climb, Brent, I think you're right. I think, you know what, it's deceiving. It's, you know, you've got the steepest part of the climb and you think you've got to hammer it, but then there's a long way you've got to go for that climb. And again, if you're at solo, just the draft that people are getting behind you, they can close that gap a lot quicker than what you could probably push.
Well,
and then if you,
I'd say, sorry, I'd say even more than that, Nate, if even if you make the attack and you break the draft, they've got so long to try to bring you back that
that's what I was saying. Even if you do break the draft, the group behind you have got the draft effect, and then, you know, it's really what wattage you can hit after that turn. And if you put too much wattage down early and got into the danger zone because you tried to hit the bottom half hard, you could it could all kind of go to pieces on the second half.
Yep. And
then have nothing to kick at the top, which again we know is where people will kind of win that climb.
Yeah. So A-side just went flying past Dave Barron. As far as the B's passing D's here.
These are fast lap times too, like sub-14s all the way around.
Yeah, and yeah, looking at Eric Barnhorst, yeah, 13, sub-14.
What is interesting, 1D has managed to catch along with the C's here, so there is a lead D now getting pulled along, and will get pulled along by the B's.
Mm.
But again, it just depends on how his times have matched up. I'm not sure he's been going for the sprint, so I think Dave should be okay.
Well, and that's where the small field, it's only a single place. So only 3 points for finishing second. Though Dave is right with Atchinger and Berkeley right now, I think. The three of them right together.
How many points difference is at the finish?
3 points per place.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, if Dave doesn't finish second, and that's 6 points he's giving up.
Yeah.
It's going to be close.
Yeah, you know, he needs to get second.
There's more attacky action in the A's.
Whew.
The lead A has now put 30 seconds into that Barnhorst, Scaffardi, Ziegler group.
Yep.
Where the lead, you know, after the guy who's not on Zwift Power, but Johnson and Carvaccio are both legit, and they've gapped the group.
Took a second for the C's to catch on with A-sider, but they have done.
Okay.
Is it A-sided? Yeah. Actually, no, he's away. So they missed the... Oh, wow, the D... Trying to read this timing again, it's confusing. No, one of the C's is trying to catch on. He's got 3 seconds away, so... But again, the B's are coming back so fast, I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but... But here come the bees catching the seas now, so I definitely hope they catch on because it's going to give them a big pull if they can.
Yep.
And it looks to be a lot of OTR in this group. Yeah, Terry's kicking on, which is a good move. So Terry's now safely in the B pack and closing.
Yep. And pushed through.
Blake actually is dropping back. He see, this is dangerous for Blake now. Is this how much energy did he spend to catch on to that bee and missed it? And now he's got the big pack coming through of bees with Terry in it. And another C, and if he doesn't have that kick to latch on when they come through, then
yeah, it's going to be tough.
I mean, he's here at the moment. He's went through, and it's just I'm waiting to see his numbers to see if he catches on, if he gets spat at the back. I think he's going to be able to hold on, but again, then he's got to survive this sprint.
Yeah, so this BC group about to hit the sprint. Terry looks to be doing a good job of tailgating this time. They're starting just a little early.
Again, if Terry goes and catches these guys in a good spot, ooh, I don't know how much he's got left.
So interestingly, on the A climb, this Johnson, I think he probably had the fastest time. And then I think Zeglar gapped the group for the next fastest time. And then Barnhorse and then Scafardi. But I think Carvaccio actually ended up finishing last time because he chased that lead guy, but then couldn't hold it through the climb and came all the way back to the back. And now he's dropped from the group. So he's, I think, cooked.
So Terry had a really good sprint there.
Yep. And Stuart Lynn did as well in that group. I think he hit a 23. So, yeah, that's very solid.
I think the season I got to be careful is watch out for the B attack here, which I'm sure is going to come through the S's to try and split things up and just can he hang on? I mean, Terry's reacted to it. But yeah, I'm seeing big watts out front from this B group, 5 watts, 5.5 watts.
Yeah, so Dave Barron is on his final sprint here. He had a aero helmet and used it. He's coming around to the final turn. And pretty good, I guess. Hard to say. But he's down in 4th now. So we'll have to see how he manages this. He needs to grab somebody. He needs to grab some draft here.
Terry, at the moment, if he sticks with him, he's going to be crossing the line in 3rd because the other C's did not manage to grab onto this pack.
It looks there was a little chatter there. It looks like Side tried to gap everyone and go along, but didn't break away. So now he's back in.
Yeah, he sighed and he says, "I tried." He got caught, I think, eventually after the sprint.
Yeah,
because he was still at least 10 seconds ahead of that B group, but they just came through charging through that sprint so quickly.
Yeah.
That they caught him on the downslope of the S's at the start.
Yeah, making a breakaway when you still got a group chasing through a segment is awful tough. Need him to.
And it's just how
motivated till the end.
And it's just how hard you hit that sprint out front after making the breakaway. It's like, I think especially with the Bs, that 10-second gap can already get shrunk to a couple just because of the draft effect.
Absolutely.
But you've spent all that energy and you can't kick again. So again,
I hope that everybody else got gas doing the sprint.
So Terry again is ahead of all these Bs because the Bs are kind of playing chicken to try and see who's going to lead them out and who's not into the sprint. So But again, Terry's fine. He's got 6-second gap over the next C behind him. So as long as he keeps hanging on and doesn't relax too much, then he's good.
Yeah. I'm waiting to see the fireworks here at the finish from Manello. I'm expecting some anyway. And there's
18. Oh.
Yeah, I saw 1,400 watts on my screen, I think.
Wow. Yeah, 14.7.
Inside is coming for him.
Oh.
And goes by him.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Wow.
Only Watts.
Racing.
Only Watts I could dream of.
Yeah, and Terry's through as well.
Club.
Terry's through in third. But I think with hitting all the primes, I think he's got a good chance of winning this tonight.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, the other two, I think, in front hit the climbs pretty hard.
Well, I think only one of them was on Zwift Power, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It does make a difference there.
Very much.
And that's A side giving Manalo respect, saying to Manalo, you have a kick.
Yeah. So A side got him with a draft truck and stayed in his draft and got him at the end. So yeah, that was very well done. So it looks like Barron and Berkeley are look to both be in this group here now for I guess that's third and fourth in the D's. So third, that 3 points might make a difference. So see Dave go for it here. No, I'm not seeing much. I think he's going to roll in fourth. Not sure he realized the other D was in the same group, or might just be cooked. Oh.
Oh, wow. So Johnson held that gap in the A's. Or at least he probably will. Zeglar and Bornhurst are punching each other in the legs on the sprint here.
Yeah.
Good. So this is like a pretty tough sequence you got to do. We got to do the sprint, long sprint.
Yeah.
Climb that you can definitely get dropped on if you're not paying attention. And then, the lead into the finish.
So looking at the A's, though, Stewart did have the fastest sprint time in the A's by sprinting with the B's. On this loop circuit, that might not have been as crazy an idea as it looked like.
Well, especially when he's dropped, right? He has no finish points to give up, right? Nope. So all he can do is hope to move up maybe some spots on some of these other guys who are going to get gassed doing the rest of the race before they get to the sprint. So, yeah, I think it totally could have worked out for Stewart ultimately.
Yeah, I think a pretty good chance he's bumped up a couple spots by dropping back with the B's there.
Man, I think the hardest thing, though, I mean, it's all he had, and I get it. I mean, if it's more of a sprint-based race, then you definitely can catch up. I think when you've got such a punchy climb like Hilly, where everyone's going to have to push hard to stick with the lead pack, it's tough. I mean, again, he'll still probably have jumped a few spots for sure because of people on the sprint and the bigger pack. But if it was a more sprint-based, then that tactic could have been huge for him.
I think it would have worked. I think it worked out for him anyway. For the laps that he was with somebody, because I mean that front B group was climbing as fast as he was going to, so he gets the draft. I think he got better climb times than he would have as well. So
yeah, sure. It's supposed to be was yeah.
Plus, you take a whole bunch more recovery than everybody else.
Yep.
Oh, Scaffardi's trying to make an early move. Barnhorst responds. Still, maybe too late, though. That's a big gap already he's put on him.
Yeah, he's got 2 seconds on him. I love this move in through here.
See if he can hold it.
Ooh, it's
Oh,
going to be
Barnhorse is
tough.
closing it down.
It's going to be tough. I don't think he's got it.
No, I don't think so either. I guess now the question is if he's burned that match or if these other guys burned it getting to him. Barnhorse is going to go right through. That's a good move, actually.
That's a great move because
Yeah,
Zeglar had backed off thinking they'd got him.
yeah. And now he's going to go. He's going to try. And, oh, he doesn't quite have it though.
Oh no.
You'd see his heart rate's like 170 plus, which like if that was me, that's what I'd be having to do too. So it's going to be super interesting here if he can just keep him
There, he's
away.
back up. Well, he's up. Yeah, he's up in the 180s.
He's back up to 180. Oh my god.
He's still got a gap.
Yeah, I think he might have it. They're not.
He's
Here
got.
comes Zegler with the big power. He's got an arrow.
Yeah, Barnhorse has the arrow helmet. He's pushing hard. Zegler's flying.
I don't think he's gonna make it.
No, he's not going to make it.
He's off. He already gave up.
Good on him.
Wow,
That's
nice
a great move. That's a great move. Okay, and that wraps us up here. So, Brent, thank you.
We don't want to watch Stewart go the last lap.
If I can try and find Stewart, I don't know if I'm going to be able to find him.
No, it's okay. We won't do that for Stewart. He's
He's going to be doing this one
I
solo.
can say that I have found him on my fan view, and he is on the KOM, but he's I would suggest he is not racing that KOM at the moment.
Fair enough.
I mean, that's the hard thing. He does have 2 laps to do without the prime, so.
Yeah.
Well, one lap, I think it should be.
No, some say 1 lap,
Yeah.
sorry, but 1 lap without any help. So it's motivational as how hard he pushes to.
Yeah. So, so we'll see. We'll have to see at the end how that worked out for him. But excellent try, given where he was after, halfway through the first climb. And
For sure.
Yeah. So good job on all the racers. And Brent, thanks for joining. Nate, thanks for dropping in.
Not a problem. Good job,
All right.
And we'll see everybody next week for Medio Fondo. So that'll be loads and loads of fun. Or something. So, thanks, guys. Night.
Right.
Night.
There we go.